RWBY really liked the Relic's Vault, huh? I mean, I know Cinder is a pretty dramatic person, but taking Neo all the way there is a bit much, even for her. I'm just saying a hotel room would have been just fine. There isn't much for me to talk about in this scene, it's just explaining Cinder and Neo's current partnership, about how Neo knows all about the relics and Salem, and how Cinder's relationship with Salem can currently be described as complicated. It's an interesting moment for Cinder, I guess, but what it means exactly is beyond me. She doesn't really have much of a character for this moment to be big, but it's still really nice. So yeah, after seeing Cinder's questionable loyalty, we then move on to Maria playing Beyblade against a massive bird-type Grimm that I currently can't remember the name of. This scene is really cool, like really cool. It's well animated for one, and it does a lot of cool things to set itself apart from the other action scenes and set pieces that's come before it. The same cannot be said for Maria vs. TikTok's crew, which is just another fight scene, it feels like. A good one, I admit, but it's still not unique. Nothing about this scene I can look back on and say, hey, that was cool. It was a very run-of-the-mill fight, which is really disappointing when it has some really cool ideas working in its favor. TikTok's semblance is that she becomes invulnerable, invincible, basically unkillable for 60 seconds. This is really cool because 1, it changes the way Maria will have to fight TikTok. 2, it allows TikTok to not just shrug off attacks, but just straight up ignore them. 3, it adds a really cool and unique survive for this long aspect to the fight with a set time limit. But none of this is used. At the end of the day, this fight is just a generic horde fight where Maria just beats up on some thugs. The Yang vs. the Brandwin clan is memorable because it was a slightly well-lit beacon in the darkness and horror that is Volume 5. While Maria vs. TikTok's crew is just a lit match amongst a bunch of other lit matches. It isn't unique or special, it's just another match that actually came after something slightly brighter. It's boring. If you couldn't understand me behind the terrible metaphors about matches and beacons, Maria vs. TikTok's crew is boring. Really, the only thing memorable about this fight is Maria's screams after getting her eyes gouged out, because Jesus Christ, those are some good screams. I mean, seriously, those are gonna stick with me. They last forever as well. I mean, seriously, her screams just go on and on and on and on. And they're perfectly horrifying the whole time as well. So, yeah, shoutouts to Maria's voice actress for that one because, holy crap. Anything else I want to talk about Maria before we move on? Her Silver Eyes ability was alright. I'm interested to see how they find a way for RWBY to not do that because that's incredibly strong and would basically render the Grimm pointless. What else? Young Maria looks like Mina Han from the fantastic game Battle Chef Brigade, so that automatically makes her like top tier on my best girl top tier list. This isn't related to Maria, but can we just appreciate how horrendous TikTok looks? People aren't going to be complaining about wasting a character design for her, that's for sure. But now we can talk about what I really wanted to talk about this episode, Argus. I love Argus. First, I thought it was pretty cool that the establishing shots were all 3D animated, and not the static paintings like Mistral last season. Now, I didn't see a problem with the paintings, but seeing Argus in full 3D is nice, I must say. Now, really what you and I all care about in Argus is seeing on screen our first ARC sibling. Her name is Saffron, and she's great. She's got a family, and that family's happy. Really happy. Dangerously happy. Those are some red flags, yeah. Look at this. They lingered on this image for 3 whole seconds. That's dangerous. Being a happy family for 1 second, that's fine. You're just establishing a relationship. 2 seconds means somebody's gonna be kidnapped or... Nope. There's no... Somebody's getting kidnapped. 3 seconds means somebody's gonna die. Alright, so it may have been hyperbole, and that in the 2nd, 3rd, and 5th, and continuing watch-throughs of the episode, the scene is actually shorter than I remembered. But counting from when the camera cuts to the scene to the moment Tara's phone rings, it's 3 seconds, so the rule still stands. But still, our first arc sibling, a character we've been wanting to see for a while now, is in a happy relationship with a family. I'm just saying, don't get attached to Saffron. Also, I just want to mention the fact that our first on-screen confirmed named LGBT plus couple are in San Francisco. I mean, not San Francisco. This is probably intended, but if not, it is an incredibly funny coincidence. But there we go. As we move on to the next episode, we discover that Team Junior are probably not the best diplomatically. Who would have guessed? And now Team RWBY are going to have to try their best at talking their way through border control. Now that does sound like it'll be boring, but I'm going to take a wild guess and say it actually won't be. Hopefully. But that's about it. I've been Dino Avatar, you've been awesome, and goodbye.